Hello everybody, how you doing? Today I've decided that I'm gonna go back almost 60 years backwards to 1958, the year of the Earth Dog, because that's exactly the energy that we're gonna have in 2018, starting February 16 of 2018, lasting a year. So this is the kind of energy that we experienced already in a year that I was born in February. So that tells you it's gonna be my 60th birthday. And I love six because it's all about harmony, inner peace, balance, but also six is a very spiritual number and means the connection with the higher self. So that's beautiful. After that, I'm just gonna be every year getting younger, okay? So that's the last time I will have a numbered birthday. Okay, and in order to find out what we've been dealing with in 1958, and a little bit in 1959, because then Saturn was in Capricorn. And we need Saturn in Capricorn because that's what we have right now. So what was going on? And I use this huge, heavy book as a material for research. It's called Your Birthday Sign Through Time, a chronicle of the forces that shape your destiny. Boy, it's big and it's heavy, but it's a lot of material in it. And in fact, it's my own book. So what did I learn? First of all, 1958 was called Drama and Peace. And I kind of went a little further, so it's going to be more clear to tell you by the categories what I found interesting. So first, politics and movements, then space, innovations, movies and music, women's rights, and news. It's all interesting. It's all interesting. You see, everything is energy. And when it is the year of the Earth Dog, we are talking communication, seriousness, and responsibility. In work, in relationships, you know, being earthly, being practical, and finding resolution coming from our heart, our loyalty, our compassion. So that's what was going on in 1958. In France, we're starting with politics and movements. In France, General Charles de Gaulle became a president of France, and Algeria in Africa becomes free from French control. It was de Gaulle who proposed the independence for Algeria. John 22nd became the new Pope. Khrushchev became the new leader in Russia. So you see all these new leaders. Britain established the West Indian Federation. The EEC, European Economic Community, officially opened for business. China builds its first heavy water nuclear reactor. Nationalists in China breaks off trade relations with Japan over dealings with the communists. The nuclear threat was loomed. Cold War didn't help. The civil rights movement. Martin Luther King Jr. was stabbed at a book signing. In the UK, horrendous riot took place in Notting Hill, London. Racial tension was deepening in South Africa. Did you hear my computer just by itself made noise? When I think I said London, Notting Hill, London. So there were riots in UK. I wonder. Okay, I'm just reporting here, okay? And the USSR agrees to send aid to the United Arab Republic. So this was politics in movements, okay? So we had the new leaders, we had the racial movements, the civil rights movement, and tension, racial tension deepening, okay? Space, oh, that was big, okay, also. Sputnik 1 burns up and re-enters Earth atmosphere. NASA successfully launched a satellite Explorer 1. Sputnik 2 burns up in the atmosphere. What was initiated was the program to put a man in space and orbit the Earth. The good news comes from space. America's Earth-orbiting satellite was successfully launched, and a Christmas message from President Eisenhower was the first voice in space heard globally. Wow. Big time UFO exploring. 95 miles from north of Las Vegas is a testing ground for top secret military aircraft. Wow, it's top secret, we all know about it. So many, in fact, sightings were reported that in 1996, so later, the Nevada's governor officially renamed the area to the extraterrestrial highway. So this was big time sightseeing for UFO. Big interest was the energy of the space. Was really that's what I got, was really profound. Okay, love it. Innovations. What's with this in this area? New toy on the market, the skateboard. That was 1958. First Pizza Hut opened in Kentucky. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Kentucky. No, it's not. It says Kansas. No, I gotta check this out because I'm not sure about this. Now, even more than where it was, it's important that, to me at least, it's important that was a teenage passion. So the young man, he's got the good idea. He borrows some money from his mom, I believe, and the next thing you know, he built something little in the beginning, and now look at the Pizza Hut, right? Big time. So it starts with that passion. Young people and passion. I think that now it's going to be big too. Visa and American Express launched their credit facilities. Breakthrough in medicine. A team of American scientists won the Nobel Prize for the discovery of the role of genes in the transmission of hereditary characteristics. Boy, that was a mouthful. Travel, maybe more than ever before. For example, travel technology tool, a huge leap. The first passenger jet, the Boeing 707, crossed the Atlantic Ocean from New York to Paris. The Air Force introduced the Phantom aircraft, which was in use until 1996, after many successful missions. And parking meters were introduced in UK. Okay. Movies and music, theater. The film South Pacific triggered new fashion trend, the Hawaiian shirt. Of course, the South Pacific is musical. Surf music was a new hit, new craze, surfing. Movie Touch of Evil, advocating civil rights. Breakfast at Tiffany's, published looking for the real thing, love, of course. So the casual relationships, attracting face may be interesting, but beauty is only skin deep, and it fades. The American Dance Theater was started. The very first Grammy was awarded. The first the first stereo recording was made. Movie Gigi won an Oscar. Woman is choosing between being a courtesan or being married, and she chooses marriage. But what was published, Dr. Zhivago. Boris Pasternak is an author, and in US was published in 1958. Very interesting fact about this, that Boris Pasternak was forced to refuse the Nobel Prize for this book. Women rights. Women played very important role. Okay, Spain finally recognized women's right to own their own property. Until 1958, they couldn't. Okay, only men could own the property. Equality, being in touch with your feminine side, also when it comes to men. The first woman was selected and was elected in the peerage in Britain. For the first time, women were allowed to enter Britain's House of Lords. The notorious Hope diamond, the very, very infamous, actually, diamond, 45 carat, was donated to the Smithsonian Museum. Originated in 17th century India. This 45 carat diamond got a reputation of bringing bad luck to each owner, and finally was donated. Okay. The tropical fish were voted the most popular house pet of the year. Also comes from the South Pacific musical. And that was 1958. I'm gonna leave you with final thoughts on this. That's why I've done it. So you kind of take whatever you think is the most important thing. Now, Saturn in Capricorn, 1959, I have everything together. Alaska became 49th state. and Hawaii became the 50th state of USA. USA and Soviets pushed the envelope in space, big time space exploration. French leader Charles de Gaulle reigned over a peaceful French community. Science, microchip was invented. The Sound of Music was a big success on Broadway. Cyprus gains its independence. Sleeping Beauty kissed her prince in 1959. Also, was unfortunately the day the music died. Early February, when three rock and roll stars, Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, and J.P. Richardson, died in a plane crash. Twilight Zone started to broadcast on TV. Cold War was raging between Russia and the West. Tibet had erupted in rebellion against China's brutal occupation. The Cold War threat of nuclear war was looming over the world. Singapore became an independent state within the British Commonwealth. The United Nations issued its Declaration of the Rights of the Child. 12 nations signed an international agreement making the Antarctic a preserve for scientific research. The first picture of the planet Earth taken from Explorer 6, a US satellite. Soviet space probe landed on the moon. The first commercial robot went into production, and 2 monkeys were sent to the orbit. And on this monkey business, I'm gonna leave you with all this info. It's really a lot. But what I hear is just like, we want freedom, we're afraid that something will happen. It's like looming, this nuclear problem, which is not good. And space, innovations, music, again being practical, and what's good for us. So interesting, 1958 and 2018, 60 years later, what we're gonna experience now? Oh, a lot depends on us and our good heart, compassion, and that's what the dog stands for. Let's don't ever lose the big picture. What's this world means to us, and the universe, space. How are we gonna shape our own reality now in the fifth dimension, that we are creators like never before. We have the possibility to make peace, to have the balance, to see the big picture, not just me, us, just to see all of us and feel this beautiful, loving, compassionate energy, and see each other as brothers and sisters, one big family. Why not to make one big happy family? Yes, we are all equal in God's eyes, so why would we feel that we're not equal living on the planet Earth? Send you many kisses, many hugs, and until next time.